Mr. Ford here. So we've just come from Larsh Meadows and we've hiked up about 7 kilometers, and the valley is actually behind the camera that way. But behind me we can kind of make out through the fog and the rain the southern part of Canada's Cordillera region, right, which you would have learned about in physical regions last year. But this part of the Cordillera is part of a much larger ecosystem that spans from Alaska all the way east across Canada to Newfoundland. And that's the boreal forest. We're going to be looking today at the different layers that make up a forest, and we're going to use some specific examples from the boreal forest here, just an hour and a half outside of Calgary.
The boreal, a massive ecosystem with many variations. It stretches from the Atlantic to the Arctic. It's stitched together by water and home to a variety of fungi, plants, shrubs, animals, and birds. These living and non-living things make up the forest ecosystem and are characterized in a number of different levels. From the top, there's the emergent layer, the top section of the canopy most exposed to sunlight. Next is the rest of the canopy, sometimes called the lower canopy, made up of branches and the upper sections of trees. Below the canopy is the understory. At the base, the forest floor. And below the floor is the subfloor. The subfloor. The subfloor of a forest is where old organic material, like fallen trees, leaves, dead animals, and insects, are processed by smaller organisms and turned into nutrient-rich soil for the producers of the ecosystem to grow. The subfloor is also where forests store all the carbon collected by trees throughout their lifetime. In many places around the world, the subfloor is meters thick, storing generations of carbon the forest has removed from the atmosphere. Forest floor. The forest floor is the area where most new forest life begins. Small plants start growing in between the larger trees, fighting for sunlight and space. In the boreal forest, the variety of plant life on the floor is immense. Mosses, lichen, wildflowers, grasses, sponges, and mushrooms grow all over the floor. A variety of animals also call the boreal forest home, including black bears, grizzly bears, and moose. Other animals include hares, red squirrels, mule deer, coyotes, and wolves. The understory represents the level of the forest above the forest floor, while still underneath the main canopy. The understory is home to a number of animals, birds, and insects, along with young trees, small plants, and large shrubs, struggling to grow anywhere the canopy lets in light. The trunks of larger trees at this level are often used as animal homes, for sources of food, and hiding places for insects. The canopy can be seen as 2 sections. In the lower canopy, tree branches extend at varying levels of coverage to collect rainfall and sunlight for a number of different tree species. The upper layer of the canopy, often called the emergent layer, is the section of the canopy which reaches out directly into the sun. These are the tallest and oldest trees, and are home to a number of different species of birds. In a forest like the boreal, the canopy provides protection to the plants and animals in the stories below. This is crucial against things like extreme weather and excessive sunlight. Each layer of a forest relies on the next. In the boreal, an intricate ecosystem full of producers, consumers, and decomposers exists. Together, the ecosystem provides coverage to over 270 million hectares of land across Canada, from the Yukon all the way to the shores of Labrador.